It's time for our family meeting. Oh, my hat. Yes, we've got a family meeting with our president, and he's going to address the nation on the COVID-19 response and receipt of the vaccine. So, what do you think? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? How's your overall reaction concerning the fact that our president is going to speak to us tonight? Are you nervous? I'm quite nervous concerning this nation address because you never know what he might say. So, what would you like him to say tonight? Just leave your comments in the comment box on Project CB's YouTube page, or if you're on Facebook, just drop your comments. I will keep a lookout on those comments, and then you can tell me what would you love to hear from our president. So, welcome to Project CB. I am Carlette, and we are covering the family meeting tonight. Yeah, someone needs to cover it as well. So, it's the SABC News that we are getting our information from tonight. But how's your general feelings concerning this family meeting? Like I say, I'm quite nervous. I don't know whether what to expect. It's one of those crazy things that I'm thinking, oh my hat, it's this time. Nervous. I'm eating my nails. I don't know about you, but whenever you are and wherever you are, just give me a little bit of info. What would you love to hear from our president tonight? It's one of those crazy things, crazy thoughts. Maybe you say, "Oh, Carlet, it doesn't even matter anymore," or maybe you say, "Well, it matters." So I would love to hear from you. What is your thoughts and your ideas on on this on this matter? We've got our family meeting finally. It is the 1st of Feb 2021. And a few things happened during today. So let's quickly recap what today has gotten itself into. Yes, we're obviously here for the coronavirus or the COVID-19 report, the family meeting on the SABC News and on Project CB. And let's hear these things that happened. The business tech says that there's 5 things that happened, or is busy, but I think it's done now, that happened during today in South Africa. So the global COVID-19 infections have hit the 103 million confirmed cases, and with the death toll reaching 2.23 million. It's a lot of people. Million, it's like 6 zeros. It is definitely a lot of people there as well. So, but the death toll has reached 44.164, and it increased with a daily increase with 213, while the recoveries climbed to 1.299.620, leaving the country with a balance of 109,977 active cases. So, what do you think our president will say to us? Will he extend this lockdown, or will he say, "Oh no, man, let's just leave it. Let's carry on and let's forget about it, and let's open everything. Let's not." I mean, it's like it's 300 and something days now already. If I'm not mistaken, it's 313, 14 days. It's hectically rough, and I think we the country with the most or the longest lockdown. But give your thoughts, your comments and your ideas there in the comment box and on YouTube on Project CB, and if you are watching on our Facebook, just drop your comments there. I will read it out loud and give you a shout out there as well. because it's quite important as well that we get there, we do things, we say things. We need to address these things, these issues that we have. And while we are doing it, I would love to hear from you. What is your thoughts, your ideas? What would you love to hear from our president? And I do see that Kobus, my friend, you on up on our YouTube channel. Hello there. What would you like to hear from our president tonight? Maybe saying, well, let's leave lockdown. Let's just get on to our normal lives. But we will hear what the president is saying. So shout out to Kobus Boertes. I hope you are doing well. And you know what? There's another thing that happened with our president as we are waiting for the family meeting at 8 o'clock, and the President Ramaphosa will address our nation right here again. He went actually to OR Tambo today. He was there and he received our vaccines that landed here in South Africa from India. That's quite a thing, you know. I don't know why he and Dr. Zweli Makazi went there together. Maybe just to oversee it, or maybe just to see whether really they have the vaccine there and it is this. So, but that's definitely our first drop of COVID-19 vaccines that came today from India. So, who will get that vaccine? Well, it's definitely not you and I that will get this vaccine first. Unfortunately, or fortunately, it's not unfortunate. Fortunately, our healthcare care workers will get and the doctors will get the vaccine, and then our teachers and police officers after them will get the vaccine, and then the rest as well. So there was quite a interesting conversation. Who will get this first? So what do you think? Is it really fair towards everyone to get the vaccine? Who's getting the vaccine first? Yeah, well, it is definitely our healthcare workers that's getting that vaccine first. So if you're tuned into our YouTube channel, that is a Project CB, please do subscribe to our channel, where we do give you all the news and everything entertaining and so forth as well. So don't go anywhere. We will definitely have our president speaking to us at in about 9 minutes. No, yeah, it's almost there. It's 19 minutes or so. If 20 minutes from now, our president will speak to us, 8 o'clock. That would be the time that our president will speak to us concerning the vaccine and whether our lockdown will be extended. Will it's quite an interesting thing. But there's another few things that happened today. Wasteful spending. So, who of you have ever spent some stuff? Well, it's quite interesting when you do have the money to spend, then it's quite nice. But if you don't, then and you just spend it because it becomes you become a wasteful spender. Now, the Special Investigation Unit has launched investigations into apparently wasteful spending by the Gauteng Education Department. So the Education Department is in big trouble yet again, where they've spent 430 million rand in these 3 months for unnecessary deep cleaning at schools. So by contracted companies with no previous experiences in service. So our education minister, you in trouble again. Hey man, sometimes you think you are doing a good thing and then you are not doing a good thing. I don't know always how that works, but if you are tuned into our Facebook. If you see us on Facebook, just leave us a message there. And if you are tuned into our YouTube channel, we are going to hear from our president very, very soon. So don't go anywhere. In a few minutes, we will hear the president's response to the vaccines. Maybe he will tell us a little bit of insight on what happened today at OR Tambo. That would be nice. But what is your thoughts and ideas of what would you love to hear from our president? There's quite a few interesting things as well that's happening. We all know that there's the Invermetech that's out, and there was like 6 guys that was arrested as well. And Invermetech, the doctors, the veterinarian doctors, really are warning us against the over-counter Invermetech drug, which are really not formulated for us as humans, but for the people, or for animals and not for people. So they say that there's side effects that's because it's wrong formulated, and the dosage could be severe. So the approval of the compassionate use of Invermetech from the SAHPRA is only for drugs that have gone through the application of screening processes and have been approved for human use. So don't go and do the animal Invermetech. Go and do the human one. It's a pill with that 1% that they usually say that's the one that you need to use. So what is your thoughts and ideas concerning our family meeting for tonight? I am quite nervous about it. If you've just tuned in, it is Project CB. I am Carlette, and we are covering the nation address on the COVID-19 and the response on of the vaccine from India as well. But as we are waiting for the president, there's some quite interesting theories, and this is just now theories, it's not the case. We've got a theory, or I've got a theory concerning our president's tie. Now, this is quite an interesting thing, because they do say, or the theory goes, or this is it's just a theory. We don't know, but we will see. We will test it out tonight as well. They do say if our president has got a blue or other color tie with a little bit of red stripes, our verdict for our nations, we will get some sort of good news going. But if he has gotten a red tie like this one that you've seen right now, we're in trouble. It's only bad news. And, he does go with that saying that, my dear fellow Africans, you know that one? When he starts there, it's trouble. It's definitely trouble. But in any case, let's see whether that theory is true tonight or not. Sometimes I just want to go and phone up the president and ask him, sir, what kind of tie do you have on today? If it's a blue one, we know it's good news, but I won't tell him that our theory. I will just ask him, what color tie do you have on? And if he says red, and then I will like, sir, please get another tie. We want good news. And then I will let him in on our little secret. But other than that, you know what? Let's see what tie does our president have on today, and let's see whether that theory is correct or not. So you are tuned into Project CB on YouTube and on Facebook. Hopefully it's now on Facebook as well. And you know what? We are covering the nation address, or this family meeting on the 1st of Feb. And we are we want to hear what our president has to offer us and to tell us. And maybe he will have good news. But I've got some other good news for you. Today in South Africa, according to Business Tech, load shedding Eskom says that despite the increase of demand for power during the winter months, in South Africa, load shedding could be less frequent given its maintenance schedule. Um, the power utility said that it ramps up maintenance over summer, where demand is typically lower, so that it can have more units online over winter. And we can give Eskom a very warm appreciation hand clap there and tell them, well done, you've actually thought a little bit further, and you've done maintenance in summer so that we don't have to have load shedding or very less load shedding in the winter time. Finally, someone at Eskom is thinking ahead. Well done for them at Eskom. So it's not always doom and gloom at Eskom. There is definitely a little bit of light shining through for the future for Eskom as well. So you are tuned into Project CB, coming live in a few minutes, when we will hear what our president has to say concerning the COVID-19. And we might just have a very good response concerning today, or we might just have a no response. I don't know. Let's hope for the best tonight at 8 o'clock. We've got a few minutes to go as we are waiting for our president. And what do you think he is going to tell us? What would you love him to tell you tonight? Would it be, let's get lockdown out, maybe the alcohol, maybe you want that to be over and done? So what would you love to hear from our president right now? So just leave your comments below. I'll give you a shout out as well. I love doing that. So please tell me who you are, where are you coming from? Are you nervous concerning this family meeting? Do you think it's going to work? It is definitely breaking news, and we are definitely waiting for our president. Okay, Kobus said that he wished that the lockdown will be lifted and we can all be infected when we are sick. China will take over South Africa or not. That's just a tongue in the cheek there from Kobus. But what would you like to hear from our president tonight? Will it be good news? Will it be bad news? What would be your take on tonight? But as we are waiting for our lovely president, I've got something on the markets. You want to know what the markets are up to. If you've got a few investments, that's always nice, having investments. Your investments will probably do a little bit well or not so well. I'm not too sure how your investment will be. But they say that the rand is a little bit weaker. It's at 15.22 to the dollar. And in the overnight session, with the range of remaining wide, there is some caution in the market as it awaits the stimulus package from the US. Manufacturing PMI from China missed expectations. However, the number remains. So there's quite a few things. The rand to the pound, it's 20 rand and 75 cents, and the euro, it's 18 rands and 32 cents, and to the dollar, it's the rand starts the week at 15.11 to the dollar. So those are the markets. So that's about 5 important things that happened today. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's quite cool. It's quite nice. We are waiting for our president to speak. It is almost time. But you are tuned into Project CB. I am Carlette, and we're going for that family address, that family meeting. And are you ready? I am so nervous concerning this family meeting, and whenever we are getting to that family meeting, we will definitely go live to the SABC News. I have to give them credit as well. That's where we get our information from the SABC, and they're quite good. There's quite a few things that happened to them these past few months, and you will probably hear some of your favorite presenters on radio is not there anymore. Yes, that's the SABC for you. They've laid down out and down and about and waved a few employees gone. But it's sad. But that's some things that happen during the lockdown, and some important things that's happening. But we are definitely waiting for our president to speak. And yes, I'm going to give a shout out to Rayleigh as well. Thank you for that WhatsApp as well. It's nice hearing from you guys again. So we do definitely have a family meeting going. There's quite a few people tuning in to hear what our president is saying on Project CB. So a very warm and a welcome to you guys. It's always nice being with you. Oh, and sorry, Rayleigh, I have to formally greet Marnus as well. I'm hoping that you are doing well. And welcome to the family meeting on Project CB. So sometimes we do forget that we have a very large family as well, as we are in South Africa, and it's a great nation and everything is going so well. We've got about 6 minutes to go, or 7 minutes, or whatever minutes. I'm sounding like our former president, 1001 whatever minutes, not rands, to go. But we are waiting for a speech. Let our president speak. Oh, and a nice shout out to Hetty as well. Hello there. It's nice having you around as well. Welcome to Project CB. We are definitely family, and we are hosting the family meeting right here on Project CB. And it's quite interesting. It's quite nice. And thank you so much for your comments right there. It's always lekker having all of your friends and family to... Oh, okay. There's another one. Hetty. Yes, Sumari. Hello there, my dear friend. I'll definitely see you on Friday. And so hello to Sumari as well. We've got about 5.5 minutes left until we hear what our president is going to say. And it's crazy. I am a nervous wreck. I am like done. I don't know what to expect from our president tonight. What would you love to hear from our president tonight? Come now, just quickly share. What would you love? Yes, let the lockdown of 300 and something days be lifted, and we all can go to the Durban or Belita beach. That would be so lekker, just putting your feet there. But you know what the Cape Townians did? They went and they've done it. They went to the beach. They're like, we don't care about this. We're going, and they've actually did it. They were at the beach. So maybe that's what we all want to hear. So what would you love to hear our president is saying? And okay, we've got another shout out to Rayleigh. This is definitely breaking news. We are waiting for the president to speak, and then Rayleigh comes in and she says, she WhatsApps me and says, I need to give a shout out to Marnus. And Marnus, this is definitely for you. Rayleigh says she loves you a lot. very much. But that's not news for us, but maybe for someone else, but probably not for you. But she says she is madly, deeply in love with you, and she loves you, okay? But I love you guys too. We've got about 4 minutes to go until our president wants to say something to us. But you may also say something to me, and I'll give you a shout out. As I've got a nice lacquer time here on Project CB. Oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed, just hit that subscribe button now, okay? Otherwise, I'm pausing this video and I say we don't do this until you subscribe. So please do me a favor and subscribe. Hit that subscription button. It is Project CB. I am Carlette, and we've got about 3.5 minutes to go to our family meeting. Hopefully, our president is not late. Well, I won't like it when he's late. So and hopefully you won't either. So let us see. Okay, we've got a few minutes still to go until our president speaks, and 3 minutes to be exact. It's one of those times that you are counting off the times, the minute, the days, and you're thinking, oh my hat, I don't know whether we should count it off, because I'm not even sure whether we would get a good report or a bad report. So, but you know what? Let's see let's take a guess quickly. What kind of tie will our president wear tonight? If it's other color than red, we are good to go. That's the theory. There's people are saying that if he wears a other color than red, we'll get there. We have good news, but let's see which color is he wearing tonight. But that's just for fun, you know. We can have some fun in the family meeting as well. We need to have a little bit of fun. So what are you guys saying? What is he going to say? We've got about whatever minutes left, a minute and something left. And if you are watching and you haven't subscribed just yet, hit that subscription button, push it, do it somewhere now. I know you want to, and it would be appreciated. Man, it's nice having you around and knowing that you will get some nice feedback. And we are family. We've got like a few subs already, and we would love to have some more on Project CB. Well, I am Carlette, and I'm hosting tonight the SABC News, the family meeting. We all are watching patiently, waiting for this to happen. I'm not too sure whether you would love to hear him, but we've got a minute to go. It feels like the end of, or the crossover New Year's evening, where we count off the minutes to a very interesting time as well. So let's see whether the president is going to speak. What is he going to do? Let's see whether what is happening right here. And as soon as we are going live, and then we will definitely hear what he has gotten to tell us. So, but don't go anywhere. You are tuning to Project CB. We are waiting for the news, and as soon as it starts, let's just restart it. Yeah, there's still nothing. As soon as we get there, we'll have something to work with. It seems as if the president is a little bit late, and we'll get there. Don't worry. As soon as our president is making his way to, then we'll have that meeting. I'm nervous. You are nervous, I know, but it is a good thing. Let's see whether which tie he is wearing, and We'll go live to the broadcast. I'm using the SABC News, so shout out to the SABC News. We are getting the information there. So it is Project CB. We are waiting for the president. Come now, Mr. President. We cannot not get this family meeting started. Let's see whether we are. We are definitely waiting for Mr. President to speak as he's addressing the nation. Hopefully, it's 8 o'clock, and it's time for us to cross over in a moment. Let's see whether he's going to be late or not, but usually he's quite on time. So let's see whether we can get something else going as well for you. We are waiting for Mr. President, and like I say, I'm using the SABC News. Let's see whether we are getting there. Please do subscribe if you are on this channel, please subscribe. Hit that subscription button as we are waiting patiently for him to start. Let's see if we restart these things, if he's on his way, and let's see whether we can. Is he there? Is he not? No, he's not there just yet. We are waiting for the SABC to get there and to do. Oh, okay. So let's quickly do another shout out. What does Hetty say? What our president's gonna say? So Hetty says dogs and cats are looking for homes. Okay, so there's a go and adopt, please. If you want a dog and a cat, as we are waiting for the president, you can quickly adopt it. Well, Corbett says, he's fashionably late, like always. Maybe we need to check the feed. Let's see whether I can get another feed for you as we are waiting for the president. He needs to speak. Our president needs to speak here. Let's see whether he's doing it live. Maybe it's another channel. Maybe it's something else. No, we all are waiting patiently for him. No, there's still nothing. Yes, indeed, Quibus. He is fashionably late, and it's horrible because what do you have to say to your children if you're late? Sorry, my fellow South Africans, I am late, and I'm just sorry. There was traffic. I don't know. So maybe it's starting soon. Whether it's starting, come now. Let's see whether our president is doing it. Oh, there's another shout out. I don't know, but there's another shout out. Hyperheat, hello there. Thanks for listening. We are still waiting. So Hyperheat, there's a shout out for you as well. Welcome to Project CB, and please hit that subscribe button as we are waiting for our family address. I mean, come now. So, what do you want us to speak about? Lateness. What do you think? Is it too late to say goodbye when President is late for his own nation address? Why is the president late? Is there traffic? I wonder. I don't know. Maybe there's something else wrong. Let's check somewhere else. Maybe it's just us, but I doubt it that it's just us. So I hate it when people are late. What do you think? When you are late? Oh yes, Hetty also says donate blood. Yes, go to the SANBS. I think that's what we are doing. Go and support the blood bank. We need a little bit blood. Quibber says, he's playing rappy. Quibber, I doubt that our president is playing rappy. I don't know. He is fashionably late, so maybe we don't know. I don't know why he's late. So and Rayleigh says, so if he's late and you have so Marnus, I'll get to yours now. There's a lot of pressure. Okay, so here's love letters to you guys as we are waiting for our president. Rayleigh says to Marnus, Marnus, my love, being with you has been one of the best journeys of my life. You are my favorite person, my best friend. I want to spend the rest of our lives together, so I just would like to know, would you be my Valentine? So it is Valentine's Day as we are waiting for our president to speak. Marnus, what's your answer? Will you be her Valentine as we are waiting for our president to speak? Is he late? Is he fashionably late? Oh, I do see that there's another subscriber. Thank you so much. Let's see if the ENCA, whatever is going to... Are they online? No, they still... The SABC says they're still starting soon. Come now, I've got a little bit of nerves going here. Marnus, I think you've have a little bit of nerves as well. What's your answer, my friend? As we are waiting for the family address. Peter van der Westhuizen. Yeah, Peter van der Westhuizen, hi. How are you guys doing there? Peter van der Westhuizen says, President Ramaphosa is waiting for the power to come in Richards Bay. Well, you know what? We might just have a little bit of a power outage. You know, Eskom did say they are going to be a little bit more friendly this year with load sheddings. But yet again, maybe Richards Bay, do you guys have a power outage now? Probably, I hope not. I mean, that would be kind of, it would suck when you've got a power outage and you want to hear what our president is saying. So you're tuned into Project CB. I am Carlette. Thank you so much for waiting patiently with me for the nation address. It definitely says still on the SABC News that they are waiting for the president to speak. I don't know why he is late. Let's see if the NACA News is saying that they are... What is their take? But you know what? It's quite bad when our president is late. And I don't like it. So why do you think? Why do you think there's our president is late? Let me check a quick thing here. No, not on YouTube. On the DSTV channel, the SABC. Let's see whether they've got something going. I mean, come now, President. Okay, Ayanda. Hi, Ayanda. We've got... Oh, yes, here we go. He is going alive, and our president is here.
Interministerial committee that is led by the Deputy President. All healthcare workers in the public and private sectors will be prioritized for vaccination. Provincial health departments have submitted their distribution plans, and we have identified about 200 facilities throughout the country to which the vaccines can be distributed. Once we have completed the vaccination of health workers, we will move to phase 2 of the National Vaccine Strategy, which will include essential workers, people over 60 years, people with comorbidities, in other words, other health challenges, as well as those living in places such as nursing homes and hostels. In phase 3, we will extend the vaccination program to the rest of the adult population. I know that many of you will be asking yourselves all the important questions. How will you access the vaccine if you fall in the categories to which I have referred? The Department of Health has developed an electronic vaccine data system to streamline the vaccine registration and rollout process. This will allow us to capture all relevant data which is associated with the administration of the vaccine. This system allows a person to make an appointment as soon as they qualify for a vaccination at the vaccine center closest to where they are. The system will record vaccinations as they are administered. As I said during my previous address, we are sourcing our vaccines from a number of suppliers. In addition to the 1 million Covishield doses that we've just received today, we expect another 500,000 doses from the Serum Institute of India to arrive later in February. We have secured 12 million doses in total from the Global COVAX facility, which operates under the WHO, which has indicated that it will release approximately 2 million doses by March. We have secured 9 million vaccine doses from Johnson & Johnson, commencing with delivery in the second quarter. Johnson & Johnson has contracted Aspen, one of our pharmaceutical companies here in South Africa, to manufacture their vaccines at their manufacturing plant in Nelson Mandela Bay. In addition, Pfizer has committed 20 million vaccine doses, commencing with deliveries in the second quarter. We are in advanced negotiations with manufacturers to secure additional supplies. South Africa will also receive an allocation of vaccine doses through the African Union, which has been negotiating with manufacturers to secure vaccines for the entire continent on a pooled basis. Through the African Vaccine Acquisition Task Team of the African Union, which is led by Mr. Strive Masiyiwa from Zimbabwe, on which our Health Minister, Dr. Zwelini Mkhize, also sits, we have to date secured 1 billion vaccines for the entire continent. 700 million of these will come through the Global COVAX facility, and 300 million have been facilitated by the African Vaccine Acquisition Task Team. We will be getting other vaccines that will be donated by various private sector companies to add to the vaccines that our continent needs. MTN, which is one of our companies that operates across a number of countries on the African continent, has made a donation of $25 million to procure 7 million vaccines, which will be made available to countries on the African continent within a matter of weeks. And it is from these that our immediate neighbors, who we are also concerned about, like Lesotho, Eswatini, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Namibia, who are immediately around us, and to those countries many of our people travel to, and their people also come here. They will also benefit fairly soon from this facility, or from this donation. I would like to applaud MTN for this generous donation, and I call upon private sector companies to follow the example that has been set by MTN. A considerable amount of work has been done with the private sector, and I'm pleased that there is strong commitment to support every aspect of the national vaccine rollout effort. This includes funding when needed, logistics, distribution, and administration. This has manifested in tight collaboration between the public and the private sector through a range of work streams, meetings that have been meeting on a daily basis to achieve a successful rollout. We aim to secure enough doses to achieve herd immunity, also known as population immunity, which I prefer. This is when enough of the population is immune to the virus to provide indirect protection to those who are not immune. This should bring the spread of the virus under control. Our scientists estimate that we will likely reach herd immunity once around 67% of our people are immune. This amounts, in our case, to around 40 million people in South Africa. We will leave no stone unturned in our efforts to make sure that enough vaccine doses are secured to reach population immunity in our country. The vaccines that we are procuring have gone through meticulous multi-stage testing processes, including large trials involving thousands of people. In addition to determining their effectiveness, these trials are also designed to identify side effects and safety concerns. Independent regulators then review the data from these trials to ensure that they are not harmful. The vaccines that we are procuring have been shown to be safe in large clinical trials across multiple countries. We all want to be free of this disease. We all want to be safe, and for those we love to also be safe. We aim to make the vaccine available to all adults living in South Africa, regardless of their citizenship or resident status. We will be putting in place measures to deal with the challenge of undocumented migrants in our country so that, as with all other people, we can properly record and track their vaccination history. It is in the best interests of all that as many of us receive the vaccine as possible. But I want to be clear, nobody will be forced to take this vaccine. I want to repeat, nobody will be forced to take this vaccine. Nobody will be forbidden from traveling to wherever they want to travel to, including from enrolling at school or from taking part in any public activity if they have not been vaccinated. Nobody will be given this vaccine against their will, nor will the vaccine be administered in secret or in some dark corners. Any rumors to this effect are both false and dangerous, and we would like those who are spreading these rumors to stop. Fellow South Africans, the first set of good news is the arrival of the vaccine today. The second is that we have recorded our lowest daily increase in infections since the beginning of December of last year. In fact, the average rate of new infections has been steadily coming down over the last 3 weeks, indicating that we have now passed the peak of the second wave. In the past 7 days, the daily average of new infections was around 5,500, compared to just over 10,000 infections in the previous 7 days. In other words, the average number of daily new infection has come down to almost half of what it was. The number of hospital admissions has also been falling. At the peak of the second wave, we recorded over 2,300 hospital admissions in a day. This has now fallen to 295 hospital admissions by the 29th of January. While all the indicators are heading in the right direction, we are still experiencing relatively high rates of transmission. We are pleased that across the country, most people are adhering to the restrictions we have had to impose and are diligently observing the basic health measures needed to prevent infection. I want to thank the millions of South Africans who had to endure restrictions on their movement and activities so that infections could be contained and lives could be saved. You have understood that no walk on the beach, no picnic in the park, and no late party is worth the loss of life that has been prevented by these restrictions. While these restrictions are temporary, the loss of life is permanent. Nevertheless, we know that the measures necessary to contain the spread of the virus have caused great hardship and difficulty for some people. We are acutely aware that these restrictions have negatively affected businesses and threatened jobs in the hospitality, the tourism, and related industries. That is why we are determined that such restrictions should not continue any longer than is absolutely necessary to contain the pandemic, as well as to minimize the loss of life. It is for this reason that we will continue to work with business and labor in these sectors to revive businesses, to restore jobs both in the immediate and long term. Over the last few days, we have assessed the state of the pandemic. We have sought the advice of our experts and consulted with representatives of the provincial, local governments, as well as our traditional leaders. With a clear decline in new infections, hospital admissions, and deaths, Cabinet has decided to steadily ease a number of restrictions under adjusted level 3. The first, the hours of the curfew will now be from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Establishments where people go for either entertainment or otherwise will need to close by 10 p.m. so as to allow their customers and staff to return home by curfew time commencing. The second, faith-based gatherings will now be permitted, subject to health protocols. Such gatherings may not exceed 50 people for indoor venues and 100 people for outdoor venues. Where the venue is too small to accommodate these numbers within appropriate social distancing, then no more than 50% of the capacity of the venue may be used. Thirdly, public places such as beaches, dams, rivers, parks, and public swimming pools will be reopened subject to health protocols. Restrictions on the sale of alcohol will be eased. The sale of alcohol by licensed premises for off-site consumption will be permitted from Mondays to Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Duty-free shops, registered wineries, wine farms, microbreweries, and microdistilleries will be able to sell alcohol for off-site consumption during their normal licensed operating hours. The sale of alcohol by licensed premises for on-site consumption, such as restaurants and taverns and places like that, will be permitted throughout the week from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. These changes have been made possible by the significant reduction in COVID-19 hospital admissions across all provinces, reducing the pressure on beds and hospital personnel. I want to call on all of us to drink responsibly so that we do not experience a spike in trauma cases or an increase in infections due to reckless behavior. As we ease restrictions once again, the responsibility on each and every one of us as individuals becomes even much greater. Let us remember that despite the clear progress we have made, the number of new cases is still high, and there is an ever-present danger of a resurgence. It is therefore necessary to maintain the country on coronavirus alert level 3, indicating the continued high risk of transmission. Several prevention measures will remain in place. Social gatherings, political events, traditional council meetings, and gatherings at sports grounds will not be permitted. This does not include religious gatherings and funerals and other limited exceptions as detailed in the regulations, such as restaurants, museums, and gyms. Funerals may not be attended by more than 50 people, and there needs to be social distancing, hand sanitizing, and mask wearing. It remains compulsory for every person in South Africa to wear a mask in a public space. Even as we roll out the vaccination program throughout the year, and as we steadily work to reduce the number of new infections, we will need to continue to observe careful precautions to reduce transmission. This is particularly important as the new variant of the virus, 501Y V2, is now widespread across the country. We know that it is more infectious than the earlier strain and is therefore far more likely to drive another resurgence of infections and increase the demand of our health facilities. We also know much more about the patterns of infection. If a member of a household has COVID-19 and hygiene measures are not implemented or observed, the chances are high that infection will spread to persons in the same household. We have seen this happening. Therefore, people who discover that they have been exposed to the virus or are COVID-19 positive, they should isolate themselves at home away from other members of the family or household. Or if this is not possible, they should go to a government quarantine facility. Being in crowded places or spending time in closed, unventilated spaces dramatically increases the risk of contracting the virus. For this reason, you must avoid indoor spaces wherever possible and open windows to limit the spread of the virus through the air. Research has shown that the risk of transmission of the virus is almost 20 times higher indoors than in outdoor settings. We continue to ask all South Africans to keep a safe distance of 1.5 meters from other people at all times. We urge employers to allow their employees to work from home wherever possible and not to risk transmission where it is not absolutely necessary to do so. And remember, even if you do not have symptoms, you can still pass the virus to other people. So it is important that we continue wearing our masks and ensure that our masks cover our noses and mouths wherever and whenever we are in public spaces. If you must have interactions with friends and family, do so outside as much as you possibly can. Since the very first case of COVID-19 was discovered in our country, we have mobilized all of the resources at our disposal to protect the lives and livelihoods of all South Africans. We've been extremely fortunate to receive support from all over the world. This evening, I wish to recognize in particular the selfless and unwavering assistance of the government and the people of Cuba. True to its history, this small island nation has demonstrated solidarity with the hardest hit countries and sent more than 3,700 Cuban medical people throughout the world to assist in the fight against COVID-19. In recognition of this effort, the South African Cabinet has approved a proposal to nominate the Henry Reeve International Contingent of Doctors specialized in disaster situations and serious epidemics, or as they are commonly known, the Cuban Medical Brigade, for the 2021 Nobel Peace Prize. In Africa alone, the brigade had treated more than 38,000 people by the end of November of 2020. They are currently still active in many countries, including here in South Africa. We extend our sincerest gratitude to the people of Cuba for this great demonstration of solidarity and humanity. Like so many people around the world, we have suffered tremendous loss and endured great sacrifices. Our lives have changed in profound ways, and we've been forced to adapt to a new and difficult circumstance. Now, thanks to the heroic efforts of our health workers, the tireless work of our scientists, the bravery of our frontline workers, and the determination of each and every South African, we can finally imagine a world where the virus has been brought under control. It is up to us to bring that world into being. It is up to us not to let down our guard and to prevent a third wave of infections. It is up to us to protect ourselves, our families, and our communities. Fellow South Africans, it is also up to us to get vaccinated as soon as we are eligible and stop the virus from spreading any further. Above all, it is up to all of us to keep the flame of hope alive, to remain determined in our commitment to one another and to our country. I am confident that together we will overcome, and we will recover, and we will rebuild. May God continue to bless South Africa and protect her people. Nkosi sikelela iAfrika, Morena boloka setjhaba sa heso. Hosi katekisa Afrika Dzonga. Here sien South-Africa. Mudzimu phathucheza Afrika Tshipembe. Ndiyalibuwa. Nda. I thank you.
Well, that is our president for us. Thank you so much for watching Project CB. That's quite an interesting take on our nation address. Sure, it's quite... have you seen? He had a blue tie on, so maybe that theory is just as we've predicted. So thank you so much for tuning into Project CB. Thank you so much for subscribing. We had a little bit of a good news in these dark times, and we've got a little bit of hope. And you know what? We had that theory concerning our president's tie. If he wears a red tie, it means that it's bad news. But definitely tonight, we had great news. There's the curfew has been lifted a little bit, so that's 11 o'clock. We still have church meetings. The alcohol, you can do it from, you can buy alcohol for your own private consumption on Mondays to Thursdays, if I'm not mistaken. And that is quite lekker news. So thank you so much for watching Project CB. Please do subscribe to Project CB, the channel that just gives you breaking news every time, lifestyle news, theatre news, everything is in your hands. And I can give a shout out to a few people before I go. And we all just go on our daily days of walks as we do it right here. So Ellie Baker, yes, a shout out to you. Thanks for watching. Gillies, I do hope I pronounce your name correctly. Then we've got Bridget, Joyce, Opa, Danny, and Audrey, and Duke. Thanks so much for watching, and subscribe. Please do subscribe to Project CB. That would be very much appreciated. And Benedict Martin, yes, it's a pleasure. Thank you for tuning in to Project CB. Without you guys, we can't do what we are doing. And welcome, Zulu says welcome. So I'm welcoming you, okay? Our family meeting is over, done and dusted. We've got good news. Yes, please do shout out. What is your take on our family meeting for tonight? What do you think? It was quite cool. Before the family meeting, we had a Valentine announcement and asking, will you be my Valentine? And that little boy just melted when his girlfriend asked him to be his Valentine. So yeah, that's quite cool. Maybe you've got a take on what the president's saying. What do you think? Beaches. Yeah, we can. What did he say? Something about beaches? Yes. Can we go now there? No, Duke. The lockdown is not over just yet. Oh man, I so wish that the lockdown can be over. Unfortunately not. We will still carry on with that. The lockdown, it's like season 3, I think, or something like that now for lockdown. Yeah, please do subscribe to Project CB. Hit that subscription button. Please make my day. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being with us on this family meeting. Before I go, let's quickly speak about what the president has to say and to offer to us. It's quite interesting that he still had the funerals going. We've got the religious meetings that we can do that. 50 people indoors, 100 people outdoors. It's only a pleasure, Duke. He says in the comments, thank you. Oh man, it's always nice hearing from you guys. So, Duke, I hope that you've subscribed to this channel. Please do if you haven't. There's like 112 people still watching. I want those 112 people to quickly hit that subscription button. But what is your take on our president tonight? Maybe you've got something on your heart and you say, hey, listen, this is what we need to do. Quickly give us in the comments, but I also need to make my way out of here. Thank you so much for subscribing to Project CB. Thank you so much for being with us on the family meeting. We will do this definitely soon again when our president says family meeting. I'll be here, you'll be here. I would love to hear from you. Just give your comments and your ideas and everything, your banking details as well. No, I'm just joking. Don't do banking details. Please just say yes, hello, give us a hi. We will comment back. We know that there's quite good news. That theory of the president, is blue tie. It's definitely a true theory. He had a blue tie on. He gave good news. I'm happy. I'm not so nervous. We can relax now a little bit. Lockdown's still there, unfortunately, but the curfew. Come on, let's speak about that quickly. The curfew from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. The alcohol ban has been lifted. The wineries can get into business yet again. So that's great and awesome. But I am going to love and leave you guys. Please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning into Project CB. You can carry on with the comments below. Speak to everyone. I will definitely see you at the next family meeting. Until then, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and may his countenance shine upon you. Until we meet up again,